Hey pals, what's going on? It's Jesse, the creator of Praise and the Praise Pals collection. You can probably hear my voice is a little scratchy. I have a cough drop in right now, and I have some water with me. Probably also see our Praise Bot statue. For anyone who didn't know, that's a really cool story. That's the model. We're gonna auction this, so there's some alpha for you. This discussion and this video is going to be a little bit longer than my previous videos just because it's been a while and there's so much going on, and I really want to also dig deep into our philosophy just so that people understand where we're coming from, why we're making the decisions we're making, and hopefully it'll help build trust and help everyone understand where we're coming from. So I took a bunch of notes on my phone. I may go off on tangents a little bit today, so bear with me. But for those of you who are super interested, I think there'll be a lot of interesting nuggets in this update. So first thing I want to say is that please understand that we are a startup. Like any startup, it's super hard, it's messy, it's scrappy. We're growing faster than we can scale because it's growing so crazy, so fast, and so virally at this point. And so we have to make decisions on how we do things, and also it's tough to have full communication. So just bear with us. Don't take anything as gospel. Just continue to follow us. Things change. Things get updated. So I really encourage everyone to watch these videos, to come to the voice chats. We really are trying to communicate everything with the community on another level, because this is Web3, right? Y'all are part of the team, right? So we're just trying to explain what's happening, and it really comes down to if you believe that we're working in your best interest or not. It just always comes back down to trust and benevolence. Because if you trust me and the team and Rich and TechnoPig and DJ and all the folks and Late Girl Tammy was with me at the conference. I mean, there's so many people. So just listen to us talk, and you'll get the real information. And hopefully this helps to give you guys a little bit of help you get relaxed about this, because I know it's stressful. And so yeah, anyways, I'm rambling, and my apologies if I'm a little crazy because I haven't slept at all, and I'll get into that in this little chat we're doing here. So okay, to my notes. So I want to recap the convention, NFTLA, just real quickly, because again, I haven't really had time to do this. I haven't had time to connect with y'all. So so there's two main things that came out of the conference that were huge. It was a really amazing conference, and there's a million things, but I don't have time to go into all of it. But the main things were that Paul Pierce, the NBA champion all-star, his nickname is The Truth. He's one of the best basketball players of all time. He was like LeBron James, like the closer in his heyday, and won a championship with the Celtics, and just an incredible guy. So I got a chance to walk around with him for like 2 hours at the convention, and he loves what we're doing, and he's all in. We're kind of talking through all the different specifics of what we're going to be doing, and but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's a long-term thing, and he understands that. I mean, we literally walked around for like 2 hours talking about the philosophy that we have here, and just Web3 in general, and he gets it. So I'm super excited. He has an 8-year-old kid, and like he's thinking long term like we are. So that's Paul Pierce. He'll be one of the founding pals. So we now have A-list celebrity NBA champion among our 88 founding pals, which is incredible. So okay, the next thing that happened at the conference is we got invited to the Grammys. What? I was like, seriously? So and not only that, we got invited by one of the largest companies in the space, Binance. So I'm not sure if they're the number one in volume trades for centralized exchanges, but they're right up there. They're like 1, 2, or 3 or something. So so I'm talking to this guy at the booth, and I didn't even look at his name tag. His name's Daniel Kim. Talking for a while, and then I look down and I see he's from Binance, and I'm like, oh, cool, you're from Binance. We start talking about that, And it was just a really organic conversation. And then at the end of it, he's like, "Hey, do you want to come to our after party? We're sponsoring the Grammys." And I was like, "Oh my God, what the, I can't believe it." So of course I couldn't turn it down. And that's partly what I'm going to get into today about scheduling and all sorts of things, because I couldn't have foreseen that. I had no idea. So I literally came um, from the convention. I went straight to Vegas, and I just literally just got back. Um, and so then so those are the two things that happened at the conference. And now let me jump into the actual Grammys and that experience real quick. So I got to hang out with both Binance and OneOf, which are two of the largest companies. Binance, I just said, and then OneOf raised like $70 million or something about 8 months ago, or something like that. And they're working with celebrities and brands. I know folks on their team, on kind of on their core team. So we might partner with them at some point. So it's awesome. Great folks to know, and they threw a great party. So I went to the Binance party, also went to the OneOf party, and both very classy, both really fun as well. Um, and yeah, it was just a good time. It was really cool to see, two Web3 companies, or two blockchain companies that were sponsoring the Grammys. I think that's a watershed moment, I think, in the history of, the growth of Web3. So it was super cool to see that, and to like be there and be at those parties. So can't thank Daniel Kim enough. I really connected with him as a human, so thanks, buddy. Can't wait to see what we do with that. And then same with the OneOf team, great job. And it was just really cool to be there and be at the Grammys with everybody. So and then also the last thing I want to point out, I mean, it's obvious, but the brand exposure here is like why I couldn't turn it down. I mean, I was able to get a picture at the Grammys, and just the fact there were some amazing conversations I had. So it was super valuable. So that being said, the next thing I have is I'm going to get real with you guys for a few minutes here. And I want everyone to sort of understand what it's like. So I thought, hey, why don't I give you all what it's like for me right now, for real, day in the life. So first of all, you can tell I'm exhausted. I can barely talk. My body is shutting down. So, I always say there's two assets in life that are the most important. One is health, and the other is time. So time is an asset we can never get back. It's just constantly going away, right? And then without health, we can't enjoy our time. So I put health and time at the very top. So if I'm not feeling healthy, I may have to consider other things in my life, like this launch. And I'll get into that again in a minute. But this is what it's like for me. I feel really crappy, but I'm also super excited, and I'm just pushing, pushing, pushing. My wife is sick. My daughter is sick. She's 2 years old. My wife's mom is coming to help out and like babysit so we can get through this. I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So I understand everybody's excited, and everybody's like, when is the mint and when is the drop? And but we really remember the whole point of this is that we're all human beings, right? And I'm also a human. So, and so is everyone on my team. And just, I want everyone to realize that we're doing the very best we can and working as quickly as we can and as hard as we possibly can for you guys, because I know there's a lot of excitement. And so I think that's enough about that. I just wanted y'all to understand a little bit, from a human level and like an emotional level, what's happening and how that affects the launch date and just our entire operations. All right, so then the next thing I want to talk about is the launch date. So what I would like to do, and I don't know if my team will let me do this, okay, so this is not necessarily what's going to happen, but I would like to just say the launch is imminent, meaning like it's going to be happening in days, or it's not something that's going to be pushed out. Like, we're right there. It's just like we just don't know which day it's going to be. So it's like there's a lot of different things that are happening. The technical team has a lot to do. I have a lot to do. I'm completely behind because I couldn't foresee that I would get invited to the Grammys, right? So, it's like now what I have to do is I have to go and get the art files cleaned up. And there's a lot of work that has to be done there for our assets to be prepped essentially for the technical partner, Origin, who's doing an amazing job to get it inputted properly and to make sure that everything is going to work. And we're running tests and we're doing all this stuff. So, we're doing all of this in the best interest again of you guys. So it's always about trust. It's always about relationships. This is literally the purpose of praise and the praise pals. Just understand that transactions need to be more relational and less transactional. So if you're just looking for a transaction here, you probably came to the wrong place because this isn't just a transaction. This is a relationship with me, with the team, with the community, with the vision, with everything that we stand for. And so, you know, the launch date is imminent. I hope, I'll talk to my team. They may, push out another date or, we're trying to hit the 8th, right? Or we said the 8th and then the 9th for the 8th for the pre-sale, essentially the whitelist. And then I think that'll run 24 hours, I guess. And then we're going to do the public sale the next day on the 9th. That's the current plan. And that's what we have, I think, listed publicly. Um, I would like to just say it's imminent. And then if we can't hit this Friday or Saturday for any reason, hopefully you guys will like understand now that I've explained this where we're coming from. Because I know everyone's thinking, oh, this is never going to happen or they're going to push it a year. But I'm telling you right now, it's days. Like we are just doing it in the best interest of you guys. Again, checking, making sure we're all locked up, making sure the security's good, making sure we push out the best possible collection. I mean, what if we push it out and it's all messed up? Like you guys would be pissed. So so just realize, everything is for you. Everything is for you guys to get something valuable. This is like equity. When you get these praise pals, this is like you own a piece of the community. You own a piece of what's being built. So, if I was you, I would be thinking, I want it to be the best possible asset I could possibly get. Something that I think will be very valuable, and I'm not giving any financial advice. I have to always say that for legal reasons, but it's just we're doing it for you to try to get the best outcome. And again, it doesn't even come down to the money. It comes down. I'm thinking so long term. So if you can think long term with me, then I think you'll understand why we're setting these dates and why we're constantly kind of moving things leading up to the launch so we can get the best possible outcome. I'm gonna keep going. I'm toward the end here, and I'm losing my voice. The team's probably gonna, you know, be angry at me for doing this because I'm behind. Right? We're so behind, and we're trying to hit the date for you. But I'm always thinking community first, and I thought I should talk to everybody. I should talk to you. I should let you know what's going on. I should let you hear my voice, my scratchy voice. So I hope this helps. Okay. Next is I want to quickly explain the launch process. And this is as I understand it. Again, I need to check with the team and things may change. So as I understand it now, just to repeat for people, anyone coming in new or fresh, we have a pre-sale period for the whitelist, and that will run, I think, for just that a day, 24-hour period. And we are expecting it to sell out in the whitelist quickly. We'll see how quickly it happens, but if for some reason it did not sell out during that pre-sale period, then it will go straight to the public sale on OpenSea. Once it does sell out, though, it will open on OpenSea. Now, something that's important to understand here is that we're doing this with a reveal process, and so for anyone new, what that means is when you get your PAL for the first time. Let me just take a note real quick because there's something else I want to talk about, and then I might get lost in myself here, but I'm just gonna write down numbers for collection. So I wanna talk to you guys really quick, and I don't want to forget um, about the breakdown of the numbers of the collection because we're essentially going to be pulling out a group beforehand to give to partners and all that. So, okay, launch process. Thank God I took notes. So I was saying the important thing to understand with the launch process is that when we actually mint and you guys get the asset for the first time, it will be a placeholder image, and we're thinking about the different art that we may want to use for that. But the reason is that we're going to do the reveal, it's called, where you will actually see the character or characters that you got. We want to do that at one time as an event, and we'll do it on Twitter Spaces, and it will be super epic, right? So, because that enables us to kind of all be there in real time with each other around the globe, you know. Um, so you're gonna get that reveal image, and then you'll get your actual character. You'll see your actual character sometime later. I don't know the period of how long that will be, but again, it should just be probably, again, days. So maybe like a couple days later, I don't know. I got to talk to the tech team, but then we'll have basically a party in the metaverse and the Twitterverse. I think it'll be on Twitter Spaces, and and everyone will see their characters, and it'll be really fun. So, and then the other thing is that uh, once it does sell out, people will resell some of their pals on OpenSea. So anyone who didn't get something in the whitelist or wasn't whitelisted, there will be lots of pals that are available to you, and you should sweep the floor if you want one. And what that means is just sort by price on OpenSea, get the lowest price, and just grab one or more. And that's sweeping the floor, because now the floor price will go up because you just got some that were the cheapest ones. But a lot of people will do that, so the price is going to go up. Again, this is just what I'm not giving financial advice, and this is just what I'm saying, but it could do anything. But I'm saying that there will likely be pals available to you. So go on OpenSea, check that out, and then yeah, and then you can decide what to do. Again, I'm not giving you financial advice. Okay. Um, all right, next is philosophy, and I'll try to be quick. So, I've already said some of this stuff. The main thing to understand is that we think long term here. This is not a flip. This is not like the 99.99% of projects where they pull in 10 grand or 20 grand or 50 grand or 100 grand or whatever, and then that's it. They're done, or it's a complete scam or whatever, right? So we are not in those categories. We're long term. I want this to be around when my 2-year-old daughter is on her deathbed. Okay, so that should give you a sense. Um, I say big vision, small steps. And so, again, you have to think long term. But when we're making decisions about the launch date, for example, it seems like a little thing, but it's not. It's a little step that leads to our big vision, and these little things that we're doing, we're thinking very critically so that we're in a better position to have an amazing launch, which is in everyone's best interest, so that we can continue to build, we can continue to make this community for you, and create all this love and joy, and create praise land, and be able to grow in the metaverse and make connections and all this stuff. All right. So last piece of our philosophy is something that always perks people's ears up because it sounds weird at first. And I've said this in my books, and I say it all the time when I'm speaking, which is that we need to be selfish and we need to be kind, all of us. And the selfish part is the part that people don't understand. And here's the reason why. You could be selfish and kind, or you could be selfish and unkind. And the people who are selfish and unkind are naturally going to try to take over. They're selfish and they're unkind, right? So we need people who are selfish and kind. The problem is most people who are kind are not selfish. They're selfless. And then the people who are selfish and unkind get into power and do what they do. And that's why we're in the situation we're in. So I plead that everyone try to be more selfish. And if you're also kind, we need you. So that's our philosophy. I hope that makes sense. This is my book, The Connection Algorithm. I've written a few books, but this is my first book, The Connection Algorithm. And I wanted to show it quickly because I wrote this like in 2015. So whatever that is, 7 years ago. And it's about connecting with yourself so you can connect with others and find your true value so that you can bring value to the world, and then people just get attracted to you. And I just been thinking about this for a long time, so I just want people to understand that. You don't need to read the book. I just wanted you to know. Okay. I'm gonna be doing random drop-ins in Discord, uh, to do basically AMAs, like office hours essentially. So if anyone has questions, I'll pop in when I can, and I'll be like, hey, I'll tag everyone in the community in Praiseland, and then I'll say, hey, I'm going on the stage, in 10 minutes or something like that. Or I might just pop in and be like, I'm here. So just keep an eye out. I'll try to answer questions if anyone has a question. If nobody comes in, I'll leave. But I'm available. And also, like, if people have burning questions and I see it, I can try to pop in. So I know there were some questions in the AMA, but section on in Praiseland, if you go on the menu and you scroll down, uh, actually, I think it's actually toward the top now. I think the team moved it up. But if you have a question that's like really important to you, if you're thinking of, you're like, I want to mint, but I gotta like ask this question. Please don't put like little stuff in there, things that are like obvious, like what's your website? Like, please don't do that. But if you have a question, put it in that AMA. I tried to look and it was too cluttered. So don't chat in there. Just put a question. That's it. Um, and I'll try to get in there. But I think voice chats will be the best thing. Remember to always use my voice as the source of truth. That's always the source of truth. I think most people know Rich's voice and some of the other guys on the team as well. So if you've been talking to them and you know their voices, voice is a very hard thing to fake. We've been saying this over and over, and I think the team also just spun up a really amazing Web3, precautions and security channel in Praiseland. So, check that out if you're new and you're worried about things. It's really good tips and everything in there. So, um, okay. Um, last thing. Oh, I mentioned this. Two more things. Twitter Spaces. So we'll have a party on Twitter Spaces. Um, I think both probably for the launch, and then we'll also, see like, you know, does it sell out? How fast does it sell out? Just to all be there. I mean, that's going to be a crazy moment for the team to just see like, what's the interest. I think we have a lot of interest, but that's when we'll really know. And I think we'll do another party at the reveal, and then we might do another party. We'll see. This is all maybes. Like a IRL, right? Like sometime shortly after the launch, if it goes well, because we would ostensibly have probably enough budget. We can talk about it, and as a community, we could decide. Would have a really cool location in LA. So, um, okay, and then the last thing is the numbers for the collection. That note that I took, and yeah, this is actually a good place to end. Just thinking about transparency. So the way we're doing the drop is essentially there's the pre-sale, but there's a pre-sale for our team and partners. So we wanted to be open with everybody to explain that. Basically what it means is we get we get first dibs, which we think is fair, to pull out a group of pals and then distribute to our partners and our founders and all that stuff. So we don't know exact numbers yet, but every founder gets 5 free. So they're very fortunate. But they were the earliest people and some of the most influential people, and we still have some of those slots that we'll be filling. So we'll be reserving, those pals for those folks, right? So like you could be a founding pal. Anyone could. There's still slots open. So we're looking for change makers and people who are at the top of their game. So we've got people like Paul Pierce. So if you're you don't have to be a celebrity. You just have to be a remarkable human being. So um so we'll be pulling those pals for that. That works out to like 400 something. And then we'll reserve a bit more, which like Doodles did this. I think they reserved 100 to then hand out to give out as random contest giveaways, maybe to give to future change makers or partnership, or just things like that. So it's cool for us to have a little bank of our own characters um, to utilize in the future and to give out, right? To give praise. So when you come to mint, you'll see that there's already some that have been minted, 600, something like that. And yeah, so that's it. Just want to be open with you guys about that. And then final thing here is that I love each and every one of you. I'm here for you. Y'all are breathing life back into me. I've been on the edge of life and death and all this, and I've just never really felt this awesome. So I'm super excited for this drop. I think y'all can probably feel that. And so we're doing it for you, and we're gonna hit this really soon. We're days away. We're trying to hit Friday, Saturday. Maybe this is more exciting this way because you got to keep your eyes peeled. I mean, obviously, we'll give you a few days' notice. I'm gonna see how much I can get through today. Today's a big day. It's 9:30 a.m. I'm tired, but I'm just gonna crank with the team. There's a lot of opportunity here, and we know that time is of the essence. So we are cranking. All right. Love you guys. Say hi and buy the praise bot. We'll be auctioning this guy off. This was by one of our artists in the community. He did fan art, and then we did this. So we are here for you all. This is Jesse. I am the creator of Praise and the Praise Pals collection. Love, peace, praise. I will talk to you guys soon. I'm out.